So how does Invigrid solve and bake security into the whole process? Let's get into that. Like what exactly?
So without getting into too much technical details, that is the expertise we bring in. We know, so we empower the developers with this expertise, so they don't have to be an expert. It's not cognitive overload for them.
I see.
It's already done for them. So it's like a co-pilot. It's like
Copilot. Okay, I see.
it's done. It's taken care of.
It's controlled by the security team, but
Yes.
it is implemented with Invigrate for the developers, so they
Exactly.
can continue doing what they're doing
Exactly.
without having to worry about it. And if there is some misconfiguration, then does Invigrate like give a alert or some kind of thing like, yeah,
that
this
is continuous
monitoring, yes.
and all of that as well.
Right.
But we take care of deployment time itself, so there is not many alerts and fatigue.
And how do you ensure that the developers are not getting slowed down by whatever these controls are or what Invigrate might be?
I'll give you some
this-
analogies, right?
yeah.
Analogies help the best.
Yeah.
There are some, over time I've given multiple analogies. Here are a few I like. So think about it as when we walk out of an office, or when we walk out of our homes, we are very careful. We lock the door. We are so used to walking out of the office that we don't have to lock the door, but the door closes behind you automatically.
Yes.
You're not trying to close that door. It closes automatically, or the turnstile just shifts and nobody else can enter, etc. Think about security that way. If it happens automatically, it's embedded in the process. I am simply walking.
That's beautiful. Right.
I'm not changing my behavior. I'm doing what it is. So I don't even have to rely on them remembering to close the door behind.
That's how it should be, because I think in today's world, there's a lot of emphasis on user education and all of that. That is true. But that also means there'll be one user that'll actually not do it, and that becomes a vulnerability. So it's like, there's zero trust. Has to be zero trust. Everything is baked in, is by default. Security is by default. It's not by like, having to take action. Like in a multi-cloud environment, like talk about this. Like how does this become even worse in a multi-cloud environment? Like things that can break, and give us a feel of that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Because that is reality. Today it's a multi-cloud environment. It's not a single cloud.
It could be by accident, okay? In the sense, when I say accident, it's not deliberately thought about necessarily in the very beginning. Perhaps maybe for DR or backup, but otherwise that service, maybe you like AWS or Azure, but hey, Gemini is great. So now I'm Gemini, right? So now suddenly you're thinking Google Cloud. Or maybe Foundry. I don't want to pick one against the other. Right. Whatever you like, OpenAI through Microsoft or Bedrock through AWS, whatever you like. So it happens that way. It grows organically. That's what I meant by accident. Or it could be an acquisition you have done. Another company that you acquired is on a different cloud. But that brings in a lot of complexity. Suddenly you need more expertise. You don't just have to have 3 AWS cloud engineers, but have to have 3 AWS cloud engineers and perhaps 2 or 3 Google or 3 another Azure. Suddenly your team is 9 cloud engineers, unless each of them can have multi-cloud expertise, and of course. So the complexity explores exponentially because you need more expertise. Now again, multi-cloud can be advantages or disadvantages, and there are other pros and cons, and I don't want to get into that as a podcast topic. But long story short, yes, it adds to the complexity, and you need a smart solution as a result.